Stop number 6 is at a limestone quarry. Now this is not a natural landform, but it is human activity utilizing the resources of these landforms in this area, which are a part of the Niagara Escarpment. The Niagara Escarpment in this area is what makes up the bedrock for the region, and in many places that rock is exposed. Now we're going to get into what the Niagara Escarpment is in the next few slides. But in this case, the limestone quarries are right here and right here. The next video clip takes a look at just some of the trucks pulling out of this quarry and taking the limestone to be processed elsewhere, often for cement. It's difficult to see, however, the quarry is located back in there behind those trucks which are hauling out limestone. But these quarry pits are very, very deep. They extend well into the ground in this area there. The next few stops on this field trip will be in an area that has a lot of landforms associated with the Niagara Escarpment. The Niagara Escarpment is a ridge of harder rock that runs from upstate New York, located here, and it runs up through Ontario. It forms the Bruce Peninsula, Manitoulin Island, all the way over into Michigan, and then right across to the western side of Lake Michigan. If you notice, it is circular in shape. So it represents the outer edge of what's called the Michigan Basin. The Michigan Basin is located in this area right there of the map, centering in the state of Michigan. Now I'm not going to get into the geologic reasons why the Michigan Basin is there, but instead I'm just going to describe a little bit about what its outer perimeter looks like, because that is how we get the Niagara Escarpment formation. So if we take a closer look at this cross section right here, which is a cross section going along this dotted line. First it goes through the Canadian Shield area, and it goes through Georgian Bay, the Bruce Peninsula, Lake Huron, state of Michigan, crosses Lake Michigan, and then over into Wisconsin here. So in this cross section, there's two places that cross through the Niagara Escarpment. The first one is here at the Bruce Peninsula, and then the other side is over here on the western side of Lake Michigan. So if you extend the cross section down right here, you will see that this is the Niagara Escarpment. Also, way over here on the western side of the Michigan Basin. So if we zoom in on this cross section, you can see that the Michigan Basin is made up of different sedimentary layers of rock that are in a bowl shape. The Niagara Escarpment is located on the outer edges of this brown layer here, which is a dolomite rock. Dolomite is a slightly metamorphosed version of limestone, and it's harder than the other surrounding sedimentary rocks in the area. So when the glaciers went over the landscape, they eroded the softer sedimentary rocks more than this dolomite layer. So the dolomite layer is left standing proud or up in an escarpment formation higher above the other layers of rock. So this area right here looks like this type of landscape. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see that the layer right here is the outer edge of that Michigan basin, and it's the dolomite rock that's harder than the surrounding rocks around it, so it stands taller in the landscape. This is called Metcalf rock, and we're going to take a look at it later on because it's one of the stops in this virtual field trip. So this is another diagram taking a closer look at this Niagara Escarpment, which is right here. The Niagara Escarpment is made up of a harder rock, the dolomite, than the other rock in these layers here.